Welcome to the Great on Purpose podcast. My name is Alfonso Alexander and I am your host. In each episode of this podcast, you will have the opportunity to get to meet leaders from various backgrounds, various industries who are really just cool people doing great things on purpose. They are pursuing their purpose and pursuing greatness and walking in lockstep as they do it. You'll understand what we mean more about that as you get into the podcast. Our goal here is to help you understand that being great is not just something that happens. It is something that has to be done on purpose and in alignment with your purpose. Therefore, this is the Great on Purpose podcast. Enjoy. Today's episode, The Body Armor of Life, features Ambrose Leburu. Ambrose is a founder of Doers Fitness. Doers is about more than just fitness. It's a lifestyle that represents everyday risk takers, trendsetters, and go-getters committed to executing their God-given purpose. Ambrose helps people develop a mindset that fuels forward motion in every aspect of life. He inspires people to have the courage and the faith to challenge the status quo and demand more out of life and out of themselves. Take a listen. Hello and welcome to the Great on Purpose podcast. Again, I'm Alfonso Alexander. Glad that you're here to join us today because this is a special session. As you guys know, and you've heard me talk about, we are making sure that we cover all of the things that we feel like are helpful for you on your journey toward greatness. And one of the most important things is your physical fitness. If you are going to achieve the level of greatness that you desire, you need the energy, you need to be your best. And the best way to be able to do that is to make sure that you are taking care of your temple so that you can have all of the energy to execute on the things that are in alignment with your purpose as you pursue greatness. So again, fitness is an important part of being great on purpose. Today, our guest is somebody that knows everything you need to know about how you can make sure that you are physically able to continue successfully on the journey toward greatness. He is none other than Ambrose Leburu. Ambrose, welcome to the Great on Purpose podcast, man. I am glad to have you join us today. How are you, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to see that you're doing great things.
Hey, just trying to make something happen, man, and share what we can with other people, man, so that they can continue down their journey to greatness, man. I'm glad that you are here. I know we've been knowing each other for a while, man, and I know a lot of the things that you've been doing, a lot of things that you are doing, and how you're impacting people, man. So I'm glad that you're able to come share with us today.
1,000%, man. Man, hey, listen, I appreciate you and your team for actually making this thing happen. So couldn't have come at a better time.
Excellent. So, tell us, man, tell everybody a little bit about you and kind of what you have going on right now.
Well, I'm an amazing Black man from South Africa. I came here a while back because of what we call apartheid, if you want to pronounce it correctly, or apartheid, which is almost like the civil rights movement, but in South Africa. So long story short, we did not come here on vacation. All right. So we were sponsored. There was a war between the refugees from South Africa and the soldiers from South Africa. Boom, brief history. So we were sponsored by a church in California. God bless them. And, man, I'll give you a quick thing, man. When I lived in South Africa, actually Botswana, we lived in a 5-bedroom house. You know what I mean? We had 2 maids. One of the maids had a quarters in the back. Okay. We had a gardener, but still, when you look in the news and you're in South Africa, what they show America as, man, they're showing Hollywood, they're showing New York, they're showing all the great places, right? So you're thinking, hey, listen, I'm going to go to America. I'm going to have a jacket like Michael Jackson. You remember the jacket with the zippers?
Zippers everywhere.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Limos? No. We flew down here, man, and God bless them again, our sponsors. But being that we were from Africa, their perception of Africa was animals running around, you know what I'm saying, Shaka Zulu and all that other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And man, I remember crying, man, because they put us in damn near a hut. They put us in the worst house, that house in the neighborhood that nobody ever goes into.
Right.
That's what they put us in. Okay, well, we finally moved to South Dakota, and there was only 2 black families there and snow, so we moved the hell out. And we moved to, this is a true story, and then we moved to Atlanta. And I would say Atlanta is really my home in America, you know what I mean? Because I went to middle school there, high school, and I went to college there, you see what I mean? And then, fast forward that, I did the military thing, man, for about 4 years, went to Bosnia, went to Kosovo, went to Germany, came back over here, did college down in Florida, did radio for about 8 years, and then now I'm in Nashville, or slash, greater, what do they call it? Greater Nashville, right?
Middle Tennessee.
Murfreesboro. And yes, sir. And here I is.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what do you got? What do you have going on today, man? What's life like for you? I see your shirt there with your logo on. Tell us about that.
This right here is struggle. This right here is life. Doers Motivation. If you, I don't go to church often. Yes, don't judge me. But I am a spiritual man. James chapter 1, verse 22 says, be a doer of your word. And that I was not back in the days because I was a professional procrastinator. Hence Doers. And I just put a little sizzle in it with the Z. You see what I mean? And hey, man, it's my testimonial. But then anybody out there can relate to that, because I guarantee you 99.9% of people out there, they have plans, they have dreams, but for some crazy reason, we always tend to shelve those plans. You know what I'm saying? Based on what we feel like is priority. So that's what Doers Motivation is all about, man. And we are in the midst of a transition. So that's what's happening right now. Oh, let me get ahead of myself. We are a personal training company, one of the best personal training companies in mid-Tennessee, in the Southeast region. And I could put my money down on that. Yeah.
Okay. What makes you the best, man? Because when you say you're the best, then you start to make me think there's some greatness in there. So talk to me about that.
What makes us the best, brother, is that we're growing and I'm transcending. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I'm now realizing that when it comes down to fitness, Alfonso, and I've trained you before, man, and trained a couple of people that you also know, it's not just about aesthetics. As a matter of fact, aesthetics is probably about 30% of it. As we've all seen in the past 2 years, man, we have this little thing called coronavirus that has hit. Now, if you think about it, I'm not saying it's not. It's out there, and I'm not saying it's there. I'm not getting into that argument. But what I do know is that it has impacted a lot of people. And it has impacted a lot, mostly people that have had bad health, that have not been taking care of themselves. You see what I'm saying? And some that are, you know what I'm saying, in the older ages. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. You also have to take that into account. So the reason I say that we are the best is because we're growing, and I'm not stuck on just squats, on just running, on nothing. I'm here. Fitness is the body armor of your life. Fitness is the body armor of your life. Listen to what I'm saying.
Talk to me, man.
You could have the best skills. You could have the best knowledge, the best books. You could YouTube and Google, Bing.com, every single thing. But if you don't have that health, if you don't have that that mental fortitude, if your engine and your transmission are not right, you're not going anywhere. And I don't care what kind of damn paint job that you have. All right. So people are always going for this. That's an analogy, by the way. They're always going for the aesthetics. And that's great. That's great. But if this thing is not ticking right, if you don't have that, you know what I'm saying, that confidence, forget it. Why are we the best? Because I now realize, bro, that and I know you guys have been hearing about it a lot. Mental illness is huge. So here I am making somebody run and go and eat this and eat broccoli, chicken, and all the food that they don't like. But what I'm not focusing on is what triggers these bad habits. And I'm learning about that. I'm learning about the neuromuscular, you know what I'm saying? How do the nerves, like why am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not losing weight? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why am I not consistent? Why do I look at fitness as a job? Why do I look at fitness as, you know what I'm saying, just something that is undesirable? So we change that, brother. You know what I'm saying? You change the mindset first, and everything else follows.
Change the mindset. So the body armor is the fitness, but to get the fitness right, you have to have the mind right. So the mind is the leader there. So that's about alignment, man. And that's what we talk about here with the podcast, man, is there's purpose, and you have to be intentional about achieving greatness, and you have to be aligned there, man. So that's good stuff. You mentioned that you've trained me before. You trained some other people that I know and so forth. I always like to help people understand that part of this journey toward greatness involves connection, and people need to be connected with the right people. So let's give a little bit, man. You tell your version, then I'll come back and tell the truth on how we know each other and what our relationship has been over the years.
Man, it started off, man, we used to be pimping together back in the days, man. Oh, man.
That's right. That's right.
Alfonso has been my brother, man, through thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'll get real sentimental right now. I never had a father and all that. You know, that same story. So that advice, you know, that sometimes you know, and I'm a doer. I go. But sometimes working hard is it's good at some point, but then you also have to work smart. But then if you don't have, like you were saying, if you don't surround yourself with people that have walked that path, people that could, you know what I'm saying, from time to time, give you a call and say, hey, man, I see you doing your thing over there. Why don't you do that or take this? Or I know somebody that could help you out with that. That is it, man. You see what I'm saying? That mentorship, you know, sort of like the 100 Black Men and stuff like that. So from that, that's what I got or that's what I get from you, bro. Like, yo, I don't have to see you every single week, but man, when I need to make a phone call and stuff like that, man, it's good to know that there's, you know, I have you as a resource. You see what I mean? So that's the beautiful thing about it, man. Yeah.
And I know when we first met, man, we met through a mutual friend that I don't even know that I hadn't seen that dude in about 10 years, maybe. But it was designed for us to meet.
Yes, sir.
And now that we've met, we've established a relationship. So I think God kind of ordered that for us. And over the years, what I've seen you do, Ambrose, is I've seen you be a doer. You jumped out there and you did some things. You had your personal training business. Then you shifted. You were looking to buy a club and do some things there. We had some things. We talked about that. We talked about developing an overall strategy that utilized social media, man. And then you took that and just blew that up huge. Yeah. And you're doing all kinds of phenomenal things on social media now. Then I remember, you know, I had a need. I said, man, I'm bigger than I've ever been. I need to lose some weight. So I reached out to you. You hooked me up with a meal plan. You hooked me up with a workout plan. We worked out together a few times. Next thing I know, man, I'd lost 40 pounds.
Boom.
And then, you know, decided that I wanted to build back up with some muscle. And so you kind of helped me through some of that too. We still need to get back together and work out, man. It's been tough for me to get back in the gym after COVID. So I got my own at the house now. So we need to make sure that we get together, and so you can show me a few other things. But all of that to say that connection and having the network of the right people, and that being a part of your purposeful journey toward greatness is very important. And I think you and I have been important to each other in terms of what we're trying to do with our lives and our careers. And so I appreciate that, man. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. When you think about the successes that you've had, and I know you said Doers is a struggle, and I know what you mean by that, but when you think about the successes and the pitfalls and all of the things that you've dealt with, what do you feel like has attributed to you being able to lead your organization and the other trainers that you have out there? What's
great question. Understanding who I am and where I come from. I think that we forget that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because we're so into what we are right now, and we define ourselves with maybe something that is going on right now. You know, maybe you're struggling in your relationship or business or life in general, right? So you associate your strength, or you associate your mental fortitude with just that. But if you go back, you know, and sometimes I'll tell my my clients this, you know, when they're, let's say, struggling with a weight, and I'll be like, I guarantee you this is not the hardest thing that I don't even know you like that, but I guarantee you it's not the hardest thing that you've ever went through in your life. You see what I'm saying? So this is not even pain. What it is right now, it's just uncomfortable, and you just don't want to be uncomfortable. But unfortunately, in order for you to grow, you got to have that friction. You got to have that uncomfortability, if that's even a word. You see what I'm saying? You got to be uncomfortable. You got to have that struggle. You got to have that struggle. You got to have that struggle in this life, point blank, period. You know what I mean? And I got to just add this thing in, because I'm on a roll right now, Alfonso, that in this life, you got to expect that there hasn't been 1 year, and this is what I realized for myself, 1 year where there was not any struggle. Not one single year. And every single year, maybe around January 1st, please, Lord, please, good Lord, if you could just make this year good for me, Lord. I want abundance. I want this. I want that. But if you could just make it good, man, there is no such a thing. Because the minute that you pray, what happens? It's given. He has ordered the steps. But now, he's not in the business of UPS, is he? No. Now, watch what you pray for. You pray for it, you're going to have to take the test, and eventually you're going to have to take the exam. And that right there is what prepares you, man. And that's what I've realized. You know what I'm saying? So, to answer
you can't grow without struggle.
Never.
Right. And
Never.
so every year that you have struggle, then that test comes, and it's a matter of a measure of how well you handle that test, whether you grow through it or whether it overcomes you. And if it overcomes you, you quit. If you grow through it, then you're trending upward and you're ready for the next test until you get to that final exam. That's good stuff, man.
You came in this world on struggle. You see what I'm saying? You found out, let's say a lady found out that she's pregnant. She had to quit everything. Why? Because now you got purpose. Why? Because, there's a life growing in you. So it doesn't matter whether I smoke. It doesn't matter. That's how I know that we can quit if we really wanted to. You see, and I'm talking about for myself first. I'm not just talking about in general, but somebody out there hears that. 9 months you got to quit in order for that life to be. So you can always reinvent yourself. You can always be reborn. You see what I'm saying? So, but you got to go through what? That struggle, change.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got to make it through the struggle. Man, what would you say for somebody that's out there listening that wants to be successful, they're trying to get there, but they just haven't quite figured it out? What would you say are some of the keys to success?
Number one, forgive yourself. It's cool.
Okay.
Forgive yourself. You got to make love to yourself first, man, before you can get out there and, you know what I'm saying, expect the world to receive you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you got to have that gratitude. I don't know if all this comes with age, because back in the days, I'd have been like, man, you got to grind it out, man. You got to get there. Nah, chill out for a second.
Yeah.
You have to forgive yourself. It's just like anybody out there that's trying to lose weight, man. If your verbiage to yourself, okay, is, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, then you're actually right. You're not. So if you change the verbiage and you reinvent yourself and you rewrite the script and you make yourself the star, you will manifest what you're trying to be. Bro, if this thing here, and the more that I read, the older that I get, the wiser that I get, man, it's so freaking powerful. But understand what that thing is also. Let's not get into the religious aspect of it. I'm not going to go back and forth, but that's God.
Yeah.
Get into your God-given purpose, right?
Yeah.
This is a temple that was given to you. So why are you treating it like a trash can?
Don't treat your temple like a trash can.
No.
So let me ask you this, Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Why is it important for leaders to be focused on fitness?
Why is it important for leaders to be focused on fitness?
Yes.
What can I say?
Well, I mean, maybe you don't agree with that statement. Does it matter? Should a leader care about his or her physical fitness, this temple that you just described? Should a leader even care about that?
1000%. Not taking care of your fitness is like you having a beautiful ass car and you don't want to damn get an oil change. How is that going to happen?
The basic.
I know you don't have time, but instead of saying that you don't have time, why don't you just say that it's not priority? Like you're not priority. Why wouldn't you? Nobody said go out there and work out 5 days a week. All I said is, there are 168 hours out of the week. Do you think that you're worth 3 hours? If you tell me you don't have time.
So 3 out of 168 is better than nothing.
Come on, man. 3 hours.
Okay.
3 hours out of the week. I just don't have the time. That's the narrative now. Now you got time, because if I looked at the amount of time that you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Netflix, guaranteed you got time.
Yeah.
You're just not a priority.
Should it be? Should it be a priority?
1,000%. 1,000%. If these 2 years have not shown us, man, that health is everything, I don't know what else is. And that's what we're manufactured. That's how we're trained. That's, you know what I'm saying? That is just our mental programming. Go after it. Go hard. Go. But then next thing you know, you're on your back, man. You see what I'm saying? And somebody's taking your pension. Yeah. What are you working for? I always ask people this. I said, what is the point of beating yourself up 60 hours out of the week for 40 years, 60 hours, just going grind. And then by the time you get to 50, 55, 60, you can't even move around anymore. The only thing you can do is buy a Cadillac and make sure that your bladder doesn't give up. Come on, baby. You understand what I mean? What are you working for?
You can't even enjoy vacation because you can't walk around. Your lungs can't handle it.
Bro, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any little pain here, man, come on now. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be so bad, like you got high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Oh, let's not even talk about erectile dysfunction, gentlemen. All of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But you keep on ignoring the check engine light. And you think that car is going to be right? No, it's not. What is the point then? What are you doing? Like you busting your butt just so somebody else could, you know what I'm saying? What? You haven't even been living.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important. Yeah.
So does exercise help with stress?
1,000%.
In what way?
It's almost like a drug.
Okay.
It's almost like a drug, but people associate fitness, you know what I'm saying, and just being uncomfortable with pain. And that's not true. So you got to change your verbiage on that. So once those endorphins start to hit, once you start seeing progress, that's that dopamine. You want more and more and more. That's that self-confidence. If you ever just, you know what I'm saying, knew that, oh man, I gained 40 pounds and try to put on a suit, man, and it's too tight. As powerful as you could be the CEO, it's still not comfortable. I don't care how confident you are. You know when you're not feeling right. Yeah. You know, you're just ignoring it. And sooner or later, it's gonna get you. They say this quote, it says, those who think that they have no time for health and fitness will sooner or later have to make time for illness. It's inevitable. You're paying insurance on something you haven't even used. Why can't you pay insurance on fitness?
Talk to me, man. That's excellent, man. That's excellent.
Yeah, and you'll never, ever, there's a million things you're paying insurance for out there. Yeah. But this, I ain't got time. All right, you're gonna make time.
So what you're telling me is healthy habits, exercise, and fitness are really a correlation to an insurance policy on your body. Nothing is guaranteed, but you have a better chance of surviving longer and enjoying your later years in life if you take care of yourself now.
Come on, man. Go back to 2020, January 5th, and you tell me of all those people that passed because of COVID, because they were not healthy, because, you know what I'm saying, they kept on eating processed foods, didn't want to work out, didn't have time. Do they have time now?
No, they're out of time.
Out of time.
So, man, what's some advice you can give to somebody who
is grinding. Okay, they're grinding, trying to pursue their purpose. They're grinding, trying to achieve greatness, and they don't, quote unquote, don't have time, or they're not taking the time, is what you and I both really know. They're not prioritizing it, and they hadn't even really considered it to be that important. What advice would you give them on, here's what you need to do and here's how you get started?
Boom. What you need to do is you need to do 4 things. First of all, it's called awareness. So these are my 4 points of change. You got to be aware. Like you got to be real with yourself. 1,000%. If you're gonna lie to somebody, lie to somebody else, but don't keep on lying to yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because we have the habit of doing that, right? No, I'm good. I'm cool. As long as no, you're not good, and you know that 1,000%, right? Awareness. Be honest with yourself. Boom. What is the why? Why? That's number 1 is awareness. Number 2 is the why. Why do you want to, why is it important? Okay, you don't want to do it for yourself, then do it for your kids. Don't be selfish. You see what I'm saying? You know you have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. You know it ain't looking good out there. The doctor has told you that. Yes, you got money in the bank, but what's the point of having that when you can't even enjoy it? Okay, boom, do it for somebody. So you have to have that reason. Number 3 is, boom, get into a community. Just like how you said, Alfonso, it's a matter of, you gotta have those people that are gonna put you in your place. You gotta have those people that they're going after the same goal. That is true. That is true, man. You can't hang around with damn pigeons and expect to fly. It ain't gonna happen, Jack. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Boom. The next one is you gotta take action. But before you take action, shut this off. Don't think. Because the minute that you think, this thing right here, your enemy is coming at you because you programmed it to basically say no to fitness, to saying no to reading, to saying no to bettering yourself. You've programmed it. You see what I mean? And it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is, ooh, wait a minute, that doesn't feel comfortable. So who's in control here? Are you in control? Man, the most powerful thing is a man who's able to say, you know what? I think I want to change. And changes the next day, and then the next year you see something completely different, just like how we have this podcast right now. Bro, I remember you talked about it, and here we are. You see what I mean? So now the last thing is self-assess yourself. Make a self-assessment. How are you doing? What is your progress? You see what I'm saying? Do I need to do I need to redirect? Do I need to, you see what I'm saying? And that is it, man. But man, make love to yourself. Make love to yourself and stop fooling yourself, because nowadays, Alfonso, we're living in the generation of social media, man. Everybody out there is filtered. You don't know who's real, who's not real. Everybody just wants to be just right. And you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm a doctor. Well, how come you're a fat doctor? Like, what is going on, doc? You see, no, and I'm being 1,000%. Come on now. Come on, Lisa. You know you ain't. I'm thick. You ain't thick, Lisa. You are fat. And people don't want to hear that. Whoa, because we're in the cancel culture. Now, I'm not going to outright call you fat. Right now, I'm just using this platform right here to just keep it 1,000. I'm very respectful. I promise you that. But man, I want you to feel the passion that I have for health and fitness and how it correlates with wealth. And also, when I say wealth, I'm just talking about you actually being there and being the engine for the next generation, being the example. Like, that right there is how serious it is for me. So it's not just about running and doing this. No, this is grown folk fitness. We're going to start from kindergarten and we're going to work your way up, but you ain't going to escape. You got to go through hell and high water to escape from me. And that is the truth. You're either going to love me or you're going to hate me. But if you love me, that means you're seeing some freaking results, baby. I promise you. You see what I mean? And you're stepping out of that freaking cocoon, and there goes this brand new you. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, when I say results, I'm not just talking about aesthetically. I'm talking about movement. I'm talking about being able to step up the stairs, being able to pick your kids up, being able to play with your kids, being able to go on vacation with your wife and not having to worry about that kind of stuff. Functionality, man, where you're able to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor and the rest of your days.
I love it, man. I love it. Hey, Ambrose, you know me, man. You know I always have to ask this question, man. What can I do to help you?
Hey, brother, keep doing what you're doing, man, and pass this along, man. I promise you, man. Again, My Instagram is at doersmotivation.com, DOERZ motivation.com. Our email is website is Doerz, DOERZ motivation.com. And get in touch with me. You know what I mean? Come get a taste of this good loving right here, man. I promise you, I got the holy water, baby. I'll get you baptized. You know what I mean? You just got to come through. And yo, stop listening to this thing. And if you know deep down in your heart that if you're not feeling right and your check engine light is on, boom, let's go ahead and get the first session in. Or you know what? I'll even give you a week to just work out and really get your own definition on what training is instead of what you see. Because a lot of people think, oh, you're going to kill me. No, you're going to kill yourself. Because you ain't doing a damn thing.
Yeah,
you
don't do it.
Those are the facts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, man, so look, you gave me that little pity pat answer. Just keep on doing what you're doing. You know me better than that. I need you to give me something specific. If you don't want to do it right now, that's cool. But I need you to give me something specific the next time we talk.
I will, sir.
Yeah.
I will, man.
Yeah, that little pity pat stuff.
And I love you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm very proud of you, man. I swear to God, I am. You ain't the prettiest thing to look at, man, but you're a really good thing.
Nah. Hey, but you get me in that gym, I got heart though, baby.
Oh, 1,000%. 50 fit and sexy, man. I see you. And you honestly, and I'm gonna be straight real with you, you are the example. You're the example of how it really should be, man. Because I remember, was it last year, maybe 2 years ago, you were running a 5K every single month. That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. That's a man on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman on a mission, man. That's a woman or a man that loves themselves. And more importantly, you want to be the example in your circle.
Yeah, that's right, man. You hit on something, and I'm going to share this in closing, man. You hit on something earlier where you said, don't do it for yourself, do it for your family. And one of the things that I can tell you is that I read in the Bible one time in Proverbs, it says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So that means my grandchildren.
Yes, sir.
My daughters, I have 3 daughters, and one of them has children now. The others will, I'm sure, at some point. And if I'm going to leave an inheritance for them, I'm not going to take for granted that they will have the wisdom to know and understand how to utilize that. So the very best thing that I can do is be around to teach them and to help them understand how to utilize their inheritance.
There you go.
Be able to do that, I got to get my butt in the gym and work out. Right now, that's the garage gym. You've seen the pictures, man. We put in some work in there. So I'm extending an invitation to you to come meet me in the garage gym one day, man. Let's get it on.
And I'll have my mask on.
There you go. There you go.
You got it, bro. I appreciate you, man. I really do, man. And thank you to is it Ashley and Megan?
Tamara, Megan.
Okay,
Yep. So
And I appreciate you, man. Beautiful
hey,
podcast.
Man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to us on the Great on Purpose podcast. We'll come at you every week with a new guest. My good friend Ambrose Leburu just shared his story and his passion for helping you be able to live long enough to enjoy the benefits of the success that you will have as you travel along your journey for greatness. We will again talk about fitness because that's one of the things that I believe is very important that we all need to have a level of understanding of and some action behind so that we can truly be great on purpose. See you next time. Thanks for joining us. Ambrose, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. That's all
right.
Thank you for tuning in to the Great on Purpose podcast. I am Alfonso Alexander. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook so that you can continue to hear stories and get information that can help inspire you to be great on purpose.